We are back in the house. That was Shucky Ducky Quack Quack. Grace us with his presence. We sure appreciate that. Now we have some. We got to get into this basketball. The NBA. This is the favorite conversation of Mark Cuban from last year. We're just rehashing it this year. Should the Mavericks tank to get a better draft choice? Let's get into it. Thoughts.
I'm gonna quickly read the listeners' comments, and I tend to agree with him here. He says, yes, the Mavericks should tank the rest of the season. If they don't, this year's pick goes to Atlanta. Next year's goes to Atlanta regardless. 2021 goes to New York regardless. They get 2022 and 2023 goes to.
And who is that commenter?
Tyrone Davis.
What up, T?
Here's the deal about the Mavericks tanking. Okay, if they tank, are we assured that they would get a top 3 or 4? Because isn't that a part of the draft show?
That's why you don't try tanking, because we're in the NBA lottery world right now. I don't care how many balls you can accumulate as the worst draft. With the worst record in NBA, it don't guarantee you the first pick.
Exactly.
That is different from the NFL. If you tank in the NFL, I could probably see that, but because we're in a lottery,
you can
have the least amount of balls and get the chance to get the number 1 pick.
And the Mavericks are snake bit anyway.
As the case last year, they tried to tank and they did what they could, but they still get no one pick. They dropped
the 4.
We're in a lottery world.
I think they should tank. Well, because even if I don't know what pick is protected. I should have looked that up, but I didn't, and I apologize for that. But I think it's top 3, maybe top 5 protected, top 3, something along those lines. But even if you don't get the number 1 pick, if you can get in the top 3, just think about what you've done with the team. You got Luka. You got Porzingis coming back next year. You're not making the playoffs this year. Okay, so why are you trying to win as many games as you want to? Try to lose as many as you can. Maybe this is your year to crack that top spot. And if that does happen, you have a world of options at your disposal now. Okay, do I take Zion? Do I trade this pick and get some more players and get some more picks from the picks that I lost by getting Porzingis? You just opened up a whole bunch of different options if you just happen to finish in the top 5.
It's the top 5.
Okay, it's the top 5.
It's the top 5.
Top 5 protected. I'm taking a chance. I wouldn't take the chance if I thought I had a legit shot to make the playoffs.
Well, you don't have a legit shot.
No, you don't.
I know that.
So because of that, I'm going to play Luka, but I'm going to treat him very similar to the way they treat Anthony Davis. I'm going to put about 30 minutes a game on him, and I'm going to make sure that in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, if it's too close for comfort, I'm rolling out.
Pull him out.
I'm rolling out Powell. I'm rolling out a bunch of people who don't play in crunch time and let them play to try to get that top 5 pick. Because if you do, that changes everything for you if you're in the Mavericks. Everything.
If you're the worst pick, I believe you cannot. How does that work? If you're the worst pick, you cannot pick no worse than the 4th pick. But hint no worse than the 4th pick, not guaranteed the 1st pick. That in itself bothers me in a way to where, if you purposely tank and you get the worst record and you get the most balls, and when a lot of time comes, you still get the 1st pick.
Well, see,
that could be.
Having said that,
disappointing.
I was gonna say, having said that, the top 5 are we looking at the top 5 as being number 1 players that can come in and start right now? Because that would be your biggest question. Are we talking number 1s?
I think anytime you pick in the top 5, you're probably going to get 4 of them that can play right away.
Unless you're the Mavericks.
The problem is that everybody gets cued. and they start making selections that are stupid, like
Mhm.
Darko Milicic and stuff, when Carmelo Anthony is sitting right there. I mean,
Right,
when you start doing silly stuff like that because everybody's looking for the next Dirk, and now everybody's going to be looking for the next Luka Doncic, they're going to take unnecessary risk. If you stick with the board, there's about 6 or 7 guys in college right now that I think can play right away. And Barrett, 3 of them play for Duke.
Right.
So nobody talks about RJ Barrett, and he's a monster in his own right, and they don't talk about him. And so, yeah, man, if I'm the Mavericks, I'm going after it.
Let me tell you what it would take for the Mavericks to tank. Okay. Their record right now is 26 and 34.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The teams under them, Memphis 24 and 38.
Okay.
Phoenix 12 and 50.
Well, Phoenix is,
you're not doing
you're
that.
not going to catch them.
The Knicks 13 and 48. You're not doing that either.
No.
Cleveland Cavaliers 14 and 47. Chicago Bulls 16 and 45. Atlanta Hawks 20 and 41. Washington Wizards 24 and 36. You got 5, 6, 7 teams. You're not going to touch Phoenix. You're not going to touch
New York.
You're not going to touch Cleveland. You're not going to touch Chicago, and you're not going to touch Atlanta. Well, you could probably get close to
Atlanta probably can get close. They got about 20 wins.
Yeah, they got 20. They're Atlanta's 20 and 41. So you got 5 teams already. You're not getting close to. If you tank, and those teams tank with you, you're not getting in top 5.
Well, you want to get as many balls as you can.
Here's the problem, though. Yes, say you get 8 or 9, that pick is not protected.
No.
So you're running the risk. Let's say you tank. You're running the risk of getting into the top 10 and not even get that pick.
Yeah, but what does it really matter? You
It
go
don't.
you go after it because I mean it's not like if you're not going to the playoffs, it doesn't matter where you finish.
If you're not getting those first 5, you might as well finish strong.
Why?
What's wrong with that?
Because every year is different.
Yeah, you're right.
Why?
You're right because number one, as a team, I don't want to. If I know I'm not getting where I need to get into the playoffs, I don't want to go out like on sucker and just tank.
Why? This isn't your team anyway. Porzingis isn't playing, so it doesn't matter.
No, he'll play next year.
Right. So the team you have now, who cares how strong they finish? Because they're going to be different.
All of them going to be gone.
You're
throwing everybody away
next season. So who cares?
Well, no. I'm going to tell you, the ones who care are the ones that stay on the team. They're still on the team. Like if I'm a Luke Doncic, I don't understand about tanking and not really ready trying to win. You know, if I'm players that's going to stay on the team and I know I'm not getting the top 5, I don't want to know that we finished strong. I want to know that we did we could do. We didn't quit. That's what I want to know.
You don't have to quit to make sure you lose.
You got to do something to make sure you lose.
You don't have to quit.
Yeah, you going. Yeah,
instead of taking that game-winning 3, have the foot on the line on accident.
No. We know what you're doing. No. It's a mental thing. It's a mental thing. Now, if they were 13 and 48 or 14, okay, I got you. You got 5 other teams that's not doing jack. That's going to probably get the top 5. You're not. Your pick is not going to be protected. And that is a waste.
Well, they will be in the lottery. They could still get lucky and somehow manage to get in the top.
Okay.
He said
4,
the key word.
Okay.
Lucky.
They would have to get real lucky.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Who we talking about
to
the Mavericks?
me, there's nothing in the lottery that suggests that you're going to basically be the team you want to be just by entering the lottery every freaking year. It's all about luck, and it's all about where and what you want in the draft.
Right.
That's just how I look at it.
But here's the deal. Who we talking about the Mavericks? We are talking about the Mavericks, right?
Right.
We are talking about the non-luckiest team on the luck face of this earth.
Man, let me tell you something.
I'm getting away from that. I mean, that was back then. The past 3 years, they have been doing an awesome job of drafting players.
Okay, so
compared to what we used to.
The last 3 drafts.
The last three drafts have been Luka Doncic, DSJ, and
can't remember. You got one still here, one
I
gone.
have to look that
one
one
can't
up.
remember. Those are good drafts. That's a great draft.
That's
one still here, one gone, and one we can't even remember.
Well, the one that you got rid of got you value. They brought you back Porzingis, but you got a better player in return for that draft pick.
Okay, so
that benefited.
Okay, so I'm gonna draft a number. I'm gonna draft a number 1 player a year ago, and I'm gonna let him go to get a better player. Is that what you're saying?
We got to remember, Porzingis is like 24.
Yeah, but Porzingis is coming off of an injury.
He's healthy. They're making sure he's 100%. He'll be fine next season. DSJ is out there. He's putting up his nice dunks and stuff, and they're not winning.
Well, they really, well, I mean, they wouldn't win when he was here either.
No, you didn't lose anything. You got rid of a guy that was disgruntled, and you got a better player in return.
So why you bring him in? Why you draft him that high if you finna get rid of him?
Because he was the best player on the board. That's why.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, that's just smart. That's just smart GM. You take the best player on the board.
No, smart GM is picking the right player so you can keep him for a long time.
Why? If the player brings you value,
but you could
he still did a service.
Even though he was the best player on the board, you could have got a player that fit your system better than the best player on the board.
Who?
I don't know who.
At that pick, They needed a point guard.
They needed a whole bunch of stuff. They could have picked. They had the trivia of everything they needed.
Who?
They needed every other. They had 5 positions. You pick one of them. That's what they needed. Because Dirk wasn't no good no more. Harrison Barnes, no. You got 5 positions. Pick one that's gonna fit your system better than what you picked. That's called good drafting.
I think you took the best player on the board and he brought you value. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's all.
We're gonna do Porzingis.
Okay. Well, they brought DJ Smith brought you Porzingis.
Right. Who wouldn't make that deal?
Okay, so I'm gonna draft another high value player. Just go get me another player.
No, you got the right player.
That's
at that time.
This is why we are the Mavericks, and we're always in the position we're always in, because our thinking is so warped that we wind up drafting a player last year and letting them go the next year.
It wasn't a good fit.
It wasn't a good fit.
You cut your losses now. And again,
but why didn't we know that?
Going back to this, it's not like you didn't get anything
for
him.
But why didn't we know he wasn't a good fit?
Who are you talking about?
DJ Smith.
Because we had no idea it was going to look at Doncic.
No. Why didn't we know DJ Smith was not a good fit? DJ Smith wasn't a good fit before they got Luka Doncic.
He was a good fit until Luka started playing point forward.
No, he was not. He was not a good fit when he was not a good fit when Luka before we got Luka. We knew he wasn't a good fit.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, he was not a good fit.
DSJ to me was a good player on this team before Luka got on the Mavericks, and when Luka was drafted, we decided to let Luka run the show. There was no use for Dennis Smith Jr. at all on this team.
So did we not?
He's a point guard.
Did we not scout that before we even got Luka? Did we? I mean, what I'm saying is this.
What?
No. What I'm saying is this. Look at what you're saying. We get Luka the year before. Just 1 year removed. It's not like he's been on the team
There's
like
no
30 years.
We just got Luka this year.
Dennis Smith.
Oh, okay.
Dennis Smith. We get him 1 year removed. It's not like he's been on team for like 20 years. He just got here.
I know.
And so, no, do we not draft based off of, okay, this is going to be our cornerstone? DJ Smith, we
if the Mavericks knew then they was going to get Luka this year, they wouldn't have drafted Dennis Smith Jr. is what I'm saying.
Well,
they would have.
I think
no, they would not have.
I think what we're missing here is I think Luka has surprised everybody how quickly he's adapted to the NBA game.
I think except Donnie Nelson. I think
Right.
Donnie Nelson saw this the minute he realized he can draft Luka Doncic, let alone this dude here, Donnie Nelson. Probably been studying this dude for the last 2 years.
2 years old.
His ability to
I
pass,
think-
shoot, and rebound. This is just not something you see every day.
I think what he's saying is true, except for Donnie Nelson. I don't think it surprised him out because he knew what he was getting in Luka Doncic in the first place if he had the chance to draft him. And when that chance came by way of trade, by drafting Trae Young just to get Luka, he saw something. Now, mind you, Cedric, he drafted Trae Young in order to get Doncic here.
Right, I got that. Because
He could get
but
Doncic
that was
from where they was from the draft position they was at, unless he started wheeling and dealing, which is what he was
but
doing.
that was a time thing. I mean, that not a time thing. I'm thinking of time. I'm looking at the time. I got the time. But that was that was something that was once they got into the draft. This we got number 4. We have the opportunity to get this right here. Let me go ahead and make some deals with Atlanta to make a trade.
I think Donnie Nelson knew. It didn't surprise him at all. He knew what he had. He just needed to get some.
Only
Yeah,
thing,
Donnie knows the Europeans.
yeah,
that's
that's
his
all he
strength.
don't know
That's his
nobody
strength.
else though. We got
That's his
college people
strength.
in your backyard, you don't know them, but you know the Europeans. Now the only thing with me that I look at is I still don't understand. You draft a player 1 year removed and you decide to let him go because he's not fitting in your system, but you're not. But he's supposed to be the cornerstone. We drafted DJ Smith to be drafted Dan Smith to be a cornerstone.
He was the beginning piece of
Yeah,
the corner.
and
right.
now you throw that piece away because now we got somebody else. What's going to happen next year when you got the chance to get Zion? Well, Zion would be.
I
those
think,
two,
like I said,
what if they get Zion?
If Donnie Nelson knew he had the chance to draft Luka Doncic, if he saw a magic ball and saw the opportunity,
He wouldn't have got DJ Smith.
I don't think they would have gotten DJ Smith. DJ Smith, DSJ,
DSJ.
Dennis Smith Jr.
So, question is, where's the next European? Have we been scouting Europeans?
Ask Donnie Nelson that because
I think we looking at the wrong players here. We need to go to Europeans and start scouting them. See who's going to be the
I
next one.
think when Luka got to the Mavericks, they saw the misfit then.
Mavericks going to be the new Boston Celtics.
I don't know about that.
Dennis
but-
Smith Jr. just became expendable because of what Luka brings to the table. And
they
it's just
couldn't
that simple.
and they could not move Dennis Smith Jr. to a different position.
No,
He could not play a different position.
No, they made a good trade. And you said, well, what if the Mavericks get Zion? They're not going to draft Zion because what they would do if
He's
they're in a
going
position to draft Zion, they're trading that pick and they're going to get some players or some more picks or something along those lines.
So you wouldn't draft Zion?
Not if I'm the Mavericks. You got to make sure it's a fit for your team. The way they're building their team,
He's not a fit.
He's not a fit for their team.
I agree.
I agree with that. And plus,
I
you know,
agree.
they'll Mavericks so clumsy, they'll bust out his knee real quick in practice.
Come on, man. The Mavericks they did just fine for about a decade and a half.
This would be in
And
practice.
people just started aging.
They're gonna bring Sean Bradley back and then Tab's knee.
Sean Bradley.
Please.
Well, I don't think tanking
Please.
would be. Whoa.
Well, gotta go. See y'all.
What was that?
I don't know what that was.
Nah.
But I'm just not sure if
We got a ghost in
tanking
here?
if tanking will be in the best interest of the Mavericks. I mean, if they do tank.
I know. It's like, who is
You
that?
know, there's a bunch of black folks up in here. You
Woo.
got shot like a mother.
If they do tank, I mean that's fine, but it doesn't guarantee great lottery position.
It doesn't.
I mean, at this point now, you have to build around Luka. This man
And
proven
KP.
to you that he will be a legend in this league. 4 triple doubles at 19.
Yeah, and KP.
That's
No, you build around Luka. KP is his sidekick.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Luka's
That's
Batman.
basically
KP
why
is the
he was
Robin.
brought here.
Yeah, he's a
You're
sidekick.
building around them now.
So and that goes back to, are you gonna that mindset, man? If we know we're not getting a top 5, because you know you're not gonna get a top 5. The Mavericks are not getting a top 5,
You
and that's the
don't know
prediction.
You don't know that.
Don't
Cedric.
know that.
You don't know that.
I'm
We're
so-
in the NBA lottery.
I'm
This is
sorry,
not the NFL. This is NBA lottery.
It's-
The Mavericks could have the least amount of balls if they'll make the playoffs and get the number 1 pick.
It's the Mavericks.
It doesn't
You
matter.
gotta realize who we're talking
It
about.
doesn't matter.
If this had been Milwaukee, okay,
So you
let's
stuck
do
on-
it.
But so you
It's
stuck
the
on
Mavericks.
past.
That's not an
If
stuck on the
accurate comeback.
past.
That's not a good
That's
comeback,
back
man.
then.
It's the
Wait, if
Mavericks.
this had been Milwaukee who gets the number 1 pick like every other year, or these teams that always get the number 1 picks, okay, I got you. I get that, but it's not these teams that always get these number 1 picks.
I don't go by
It's
history.
the Mavericks.
I'll go by what's going on now.
And then you got to remember, it doesn't have Mavericks might not get the number 1 pick. Doesn't matter because some teams do dumb things. The Cleveland Cavaliers one year took Anthony Bennett with the number 1 pick.
Who?
Exactly. Exactly. Out of the league. Like I mentioned, Detroit
Yeah. Anybody in the
took
East.
Darko Milicic.
Yeah. Anybody in
Over
the East.
Carmelo Anthony,
There
and
was so
wonder
much
why
hype
they're
around
in the
Darko.
position
It's
they're in.
like-
Oh my gosh!
There was so much hype around Darko. It was crazy.
Anybody. So let's take that theory and look at all the East. The Knicks, 13-4, 13-40.
They may end
the
up
Knicks
having
will
most
take
lottery balls.
the Knicks will take Zion if he's available.
Cleveland 14-47. Chicago 16-45. Those 3 teams right there could probably just
Going the West, the bottom of the West. You're not
Bottom-
you're just going by the East.
Well, because
What's
the
West
East,
look
because the
like?
East is sorry. Now they're gonna pick some sorry players. The West.
The Bulls got a lot of talent. They
Look
need,
at
they need a
Phoenix.
coach.
Look at Phoenix.
The West is 12 and 50.
Okay,
Phoenix-
I'm sorry, Phoenix 12 and 50.
Phoenix has the worst record in the NBA.
You know they're gonna probably get all the lottery balls.
And
They
let me-
had the worst record last year.
And let me tell you right now, you heard it here first. They better not draft Zion. He would be a terrible fit for the Phoenix Suns.
You can't.
Terrible fit for them.
And right now they're in the running to get
I don't
the
think you
number
can
one.
put him with DeAndre Ayton at all. There's just
No.
no way you can do that.
That would be
There's just no way you can do that.
because he
You
can't
got
shoot.
DeAndre
You
Ayton.
can't- and
That's your big man.
that's your Shaq on everything else, huh?
See, you looked at the East and saw 3 teams under 20 wins, but the Phoenix Suns have the worst record
That's 4
in the NBA.
Right.
The next worst in the Western Conference. They're
It's
12
Memphis-
games better than the Suns.
It's Memphis, the Grizzlies. Now the Mavericks can drop down from there.
But their record's too great over Phoenix. I mean, Mavericks had 26 wins to Phoenix is 12.
No, but I'm saying Memphis. They can drop Memphis. They can start dropping some games and Memphis move up.
Most likely, the balls, the team that get the top 3 picks may come all from the East.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And I mean, and then after that,
just
Atlanta's
got the
right there
20
too.
Wins.
Yeah.
So
you got
I mean,
Atlanta and you got Washington right there with 20 and 24 wins.
So you got Phoenix 1, New York Knicks 2, Cleveland 3, Chicago Bulls 4,
Atlanta 5,
and then the
Washington 6,
No, Washington and
Memphis
right at 6.
6, right.
The Mavericks is like 7 or 8.
Right.
Right
And so
now,
it's
so-
too much of a drop to even try to get there.
Yeah.
So no,
One of the other reasons why tanking may not be in the best interest of the Mavericks because their record suggests don't even try it
no.
because you're gonna have teams that's gonna beat you to it anyway.
Right. And then let's not forget the Miami Heat, who's got the same record as the Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're in the East and still trying to make the playoffs because I think they're a game out of the 2 games.
I
out.
think if you're the Mavericks, you just play. I mean, they have been losing, but you play
They
your
are-
players and see
They're
where
2
it
games.
goes.
They're 2 games, but they got to deal with. They're 2 games out, but they got to deal with Charlotte and Orlando.
Or the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got to deal with both Charlotte and Orlando to get to the AC. So,
Orlando's not very good.
nah, but
So the panel here, I'm the only one to say they should tank. You
Yeah.
2 say no
yep, you're the only tanker.
because I know we got to get to Super Jerry.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move forward.